Hey everybody, Figment here, and today I have a recap on my journey to 99 sailing and my thoughts around sailing's release and the skill itself. Before we jump into my thoughts, thank you so much to those who came to my stream to say hello and keep me company while I was grinding to 99. It genuinely made the journey cozy and at least 10 times more enjoyable. We managed to snag a couple of fun ranks on the way to 99 sailing, and I think if I wasn't streaming and I was locked in the entire time, I could have done much better, but I valued stream growth a little bit more than the actual race itself. Here's a series of pictures from the high scores after I hit 99. For overall, we managed to snag 36th. This is pretty expected, to be honest. I think I could have been front page if I went harder, but I don't really mind this rank as mains with access to Rosewood Hole and Sails have been really hard to beat regardless. For Iron, we got rank 13. Honestly, that's not too bad, even though I would have liked to have been top 10. For Hardcore, we got rank 2. Now obviously I would have loved rank 1 here, but Shampoo is an absolute beast, and was even in my Twitch chat for quite a bit of the way to 99. He's a lovely guy, but I was definitely outclassed here. And lastly, the one I cared the most about, first in the 1 defense category. There wasn't really many people racing here, I'll be honest, and I'll leave a note on this saying that JCW is the GOAT, and unfortunately he did not have access to the Prif trial. I probably would have gotten second here if he did. Also, I'm going to just be salvaging in the background as I ramble. I don't really want to go back through 30-hour VODs to find a 20-second clip for each of these sections. So, anyways, onto my thoughts. First up, what did I even do to get to 99? I followed my heavy charting route that can be found in the video in the top right, as well as the description. The route is not updated, and I will not be updating it. However, it is decent enough to still use if you missed launch and want a more guided path. The route ends at about level 30, so between level 30 and 45, I did the Temper Storm trial. At 45, I did the Trebled Tortugan's quest. I then went and did a few bounty tasks around the Great Conch, and tried to spoon some of the hemp seeds. However, the drop rates were abysmal. At around 50, I swapped back to the Barracuda shipwrecks until I got my seeds, and then went back to trials immediately after that. At 55, I started the Jubbly Jive, and this is all I did until level 72. And then at level 72, all I did until 99 was Gwyneth Glide, nothing else. I know this path isn't for everybody, and I don't expect it to be. I would say if you're not looking to rush to 99, maybe look to get very specifically the Rosewood Hole and Mast upgrades before continuing to 99 through trials, as this is a significant speed upgrade for the times. Or you can just join the AFK salvagers like I am right now. Alright, here are my general thoughts on the skill. I'm going to break this down into a few sections, and I'll start with the ones I am most familiar with. Please note I'm going to exclude tertiary methods like lantern fishing and crab hunting, as I want to keep this strictly about the main sailing methods. Barracuda Trials. This straight up gets a green checkmark from me. They're not particularly hard, but it is so nice to have a more interactive training method that is not tick manipulation. These don't really exist in the game outside of Sepulcher, and I would love for more exploration on moderate to difficult training methods. The Temper Storm was a very easy course to help get familiar with boat movement. Other than that, there's really not much to say on it. The Jubbly Jive, however, has some issues. The course had pretty poor performance for almost everybody I've spoke with. This has, however, already been addressed and probably patched since the first week sailing blog went out today. Visually, for me, the course felt a little hard on my eyes, and maybe as a general opinion, it seemed like the course was overall disliked from the people that I asked. This might be because slow zones might feel frustrating for players, rather than missing a crate or steering into a wall, like on the Gwyneth course. Now, most of those are not actually problems that I just listed, and are just more of my own experiences with the course. but I wanted to highlight them anyways. That being said, I actually like the Jubbly Jive. I think that this course has massive potential and will be fun to interact with at a high level. Being able to pick and choose when you boost to negate the slow zones simply allows so much creative freedom for the player. Lastly, the Gwyneth Glide feels so satisfying to learn and progress through the ranks. The cookie cutter route right now that is going around is very simple. Each tier of rank actually builds off of the previous tier's route. This made the course really intuitive for me to learn, and overall a great experience. Speaking of experience, in terms of the rate, it feels like it's in a pretty good spot right now. That being said, as more innovation and tech is discovered, I am a little worried about the increase in XP, leading to an issue designing experience space in the future for higher tier trials. Only Jagex knows where they want the skill to sit in terms of experience, but I thought I'd include my opinion on this because it's likely we see further rates as players optimize and innovate on the course. Honestly, charting was what I was least looking forward to on release. I was pretty down on it in the first few hours when the XP per charting task was low. However, all of the experience is on the back end, and this is fine. It was just my expectation that it was a little bit more balanced between the tasks and the final XP for completing an area. I ended up doing some group charting with my stream, and it was genuinely a good time, although maybe a bit longer than I expected. I would highly advise to grab your friends and do a full chart of the sea together, as it made it significantly more enjoyable. Overall, for what I consider mostly fluff and having low expectations going in, this was really well done for a one-time completion piece of content. Shipwreck salvaging. I don't really know where to start here if I'm being honest. This simple activity somehow has multiple branches of AFK ability to it, and they're all pretty good. You can hardcore AFK with your crewmates salvaging for you, and it feels similar to like shooting stars. You can tick manipulate and be active for higher experience rates, and you can even semi-AFK and smash your crystal extractor before it gets nerfed next week. There is so much flexible in this training method that I truly think that this is what most old school players will gravitate towards for leveling to 99. I will mention the loot tables are a little wonky, and I would love if some of the items that are storable in containers, like seeds and planks, are able to automatically go in them. Also, it physically pains me dropping all of these red topaz. Please, Jagex, it's time. Allow the crushable gems to go into the gem bag. Port and bounty tasks. I have done very little of this as it was only in the early game. However, it seems decent from what I've seen others do. Can't really give a great opinion on them right now, as I actually think I'm done with the collection log portion of the courier tasks, as I actually spooned the shark paint on my very first task. I will mention what others have told me though. Right now, what looks like to be the meta for port tasks are to accept a task that is the furthest away, teleport to that location, summon your boat, and then grab a bunch of delivery tasks from various ports on the way back and turn it in for a big XP hit all at once. Although not very intuitive, I quite like this method. I think that this is a great case of emergent gameplay, as it utilizes clever pathing and efficient uses of teleports to edge out extra experience when going back to port. Unfortunately, there is too much wrong with bounty tasks and ship combat overall to put in this recap video. That being said, I will mention a few pain points. Cannon damage feels underwhelming. Time to kill feels too long, and cannonball usage feels too high. All of these are actually solved by increasing the effectiveness of cannons, which should also come with a cost of reducing normal weapon damage. I think for me, I want cannon damage to be meaningful and sit around, say, 80% of the total damage done. If crewmates are going to have a penalty to cannon damage, then they also need to be able to harvest corpses for us, as the delay when leaving a cannon and harvesting a corpse is quite long and frustrating. The inability to shoot on both sides of the ship at the same time is very frustrating and makes it feel like having 2 cannons is a complete waste. Simply adding a type of auto retaliate for the crewmates would help alleviate this feeling completely. For trawling, I've genuinely not had the opportunity to go do it yet. I don't like to give opinions on things that I haven't at least tried once, so I'm going to abstain from this one for now. That being said, I've heard it's a little janky, but not too bad, and I will likely be making a video on it very soon. I'm going to keep this video nice and short, because I want to get a few more out while the skill is hot. The skill as a whole, well, it feels like a skill. I really hope a lot of the naysayers have jumped ship, pun intended, to the enjoying sailing side, as there is so much to offer. Those are my quick thoughts on the skill as a whole, but I want to mention one more thing that is being massively overlooked. The entire launch of sailing and Gridmaster have pretty much been butter smooth. For a release this size for an extremely old game known for its spaghetti code, the old school team has outdone itself on making it feel seamless. I don't say this lightly, but hats off to all of the supporting cast, like the engine team, as this might actually be the cleanest large-scale update I have ever been a part of in any game. This alone should get players extremely excited for the future of old school, and personally for me, I'm looking forward to everything that's to come. Anyways, that's it for now. Once again, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon.